Hi everyone. This is going to be a video about the installation process and some basic usage of the ShellMod 2.0 modifier. So let's get right through it. To install it, for this example I'll be using OS X and I'll be putting some description and annotation up for the Linux and Windows version differences. But it should be the same install method regardless, and the installation method in this release has been made much more simple. So for this example, I'll be using OS X Maya 2016 version. So I'll be going into that directory and copy and paste the ShellMod bundle into your users shared Autodesk Maya 2016 plugins folder. This is for OS X. For Windows and Linux, it should be the directory pasted on the screen. So let's paste this bundle file here. And let's start up Maya. So once Maya starts up, go to your Windows, Settings, Preferences Plugin Manager, and you should see for OS X at least, the shellmod.bundle file loaded up, and click on the loaded button to load it up for this Maya instance, and turn on auto load for any other instances that you want to automatically load up the plugin. And once you did that, you should already see a Creative Case new menu pop up here. And in this panel, there should be 3 buttons. So let's go through one by one. So the first button is you can apply the modifier to any kind of polygon primitives. Let's see it in action. So let's create a plane. Go back to your Creative Case menu and click on the Add ShellMod modifier to the selected objects icon. Once you do that, you should have your modifier applied, as seen here in your attribute editor. Let's put it on wireframe to see what it does. So yeah, you can already start playing around with it. So some of the new features that are new to this version is, one of the highlights is the auto segments option. With this, any kind of ramp that you do, so beforehand you would have to use like a lot of segments and delete the edge loops if you wanted a clean topology. For this version, you just have this option called auto segments, and if you turn that on, you can just leave that on and it will automatically create segments only at the breakpoints of the profile ramps. So let me show you this. So by default, these are some of the settings that turn on: auto segments, straighten edges, and cap top. By default, one of the preset is applied is the chaser edge 5%. And if you come here to the built-in presets drop-down menu, you should see some preset options already built into the plugin. So before you would have to use the chaser edge function. Now that's gone. You can just use the profile ramp and set your own desired chaser edges. So here are some percentage presets for this, like 1%, 2%, 5%. And if I click through, you should be able to see it if I zoom in. This is 1%, this is 2, 5, 20, 30. And let's apply some profile strength. So these built-in presets can be switched with either, let me just get rid of, okay. With either this drop-down menu, or it has these shortcut buttons. So if you just cycle through them, you can cycle through these presets quite easily, and it's quite handy. To be noted, these presets override the main profile ramp functionality. So for example, I could start to plot some profile, but even though I place some of these, it will only work if I have it on custom. So that's the one here. It's called custom. You can either come here and choose it in the preset, or there's this CU button. So for example, if I'm on JSREG 20, if I click on this, it will automatically switch to that. So I can start using the custom profiles that I plot myself. And as you can see, if I set like a offset, let me expand this. If I start to plot points, it will create breaks at those edges. So it's really not necessary anymore to use chase registers, because you can just create your own now. So with this set, we come to our next part, is that you want to save and load these presets for yourself. And this new section just does that. So here, let's say I'm quite pleased with this preset that I made. Just put this here. All right, let's say this looks fair enough. There we go. And I want to save it. So you just come here and type your preset name, like let's call this space, I don't know, 05 or something like that. Just click on the add button, and you should see your preset pop up here already, called space 05. And there's a note here saying, like, in the notification area, saying writing preset to disk. And by default, the ShellMod modifier will save your presets in the location where your plugin file is. For example, if we go back to the Finder, see, we paste the bundle file here, and it has created this space 05 ShellMod preset file here. It's quite handy that you can later take these files and share it with your coworkers, or put it on the internet and share it with others. But what if you want to save your preset file automatically somewhere else, like on a network drive or something? That's easy to fix too. As you see, there's another file called ShellMod config, and this is saved automatically once you load up your plugin for the first time. It's going to create the ShellMod config file, and if we edit it, just open it, it should have the default plugin path file. So for example, for me, it's the user shared Autodesk Maya 2016 plugins folder. It will look for your presets in this path configuration. So you can easily just come in here and replace this path with something else, like presets, whatever, and save it. And I think I have overwritten it, so let me just go back and edit it. Yeah. So yeah, so you can define other kinds of paths, and the ShellMod modifier will automatically look for presets in that directory configuration. So once we got our preset saved, you can, of course, make changes to it. So let's do some changes to it, like this, like so. And I can override it. So all I have to do is just have the name that I want to overdrive and click on add, and it will say like, are you sure you want to override 05? Yes, I'm sure. And it even says like it's overwritten. So I can create as many presets as I want, and by the end of the day, you can have like a whole library of profile presets for your projects. Let's create some presets here, just for the sake of the example. Let's create like 06. Let's edit. And with the apply preset, you can toggle between different presets. So let's put it to the other one, to the 5, to the 6. And if we go back to our Finder, we should have these 2 files already placed there. So you can just build up a library. And if you're not happy with one, you can remove it. So if I come here, if I click on remove on the selected one, it will ask, are you sure I want to delete it? Yes, I'm sure. And like so, our preset is gone. So one other thing is added, like there's a reverse normal button, so you can like flip the offset, so you don't have, so you can go negative this way. And of course you can turn auto segments off, but that way you would, but right now it's on 1 segment, so you have to ramp it up, let's say like 30. So before it was something like this. So now it just automatically does the cleanup for you. And what else? Yeah, besides these presets, there's some handy shortcuts now. Like you can remove a ShellMod from a selected object. So that was some request from some users. So for example, I have my ShellMod applied here, and if I click on it, I'm just left with my basic objects. So you can just click undo and have it pop back up. In the plugin info, we can see our preset path. So if you don't know where did the plugin saved your config file, this should help. What else? All right, the next one. This button, it says add the objects to the first selected ShellMod node. So to your ShellMod node, you can add as many objects as you want. So let's just create a few more. So here's 2 separate objects. And I want to add these 2 to this ShellMod modifier. So what you have to do is, like here it's been told, you select your object with the ShellMod modifier, and with Shift selected, you select the other 2 objects you want to add and click on the plus button. So with that, you should have the same settings applied to these 2 objects too. So if you change something here, like as you can see, it changes on all of them. So it doesn't matter which one you change, it changes all of them. So if I apply some other preset, it will apply to all 3. Of course, you can remove an object. All you have to do is just select the object you want to get rid of and press delete, and it's gone. Of course, you can undo it and it's back there. And there's the third button is a handy button. Just usually you just want to create a plane with a ShellMod modifier on. So, and it does exactly that. So if you click on it, you'll have a default plane with a ShellMod modifier applied, and you can just start extruding and playing around with the settings. So it's really handy if you want to quickly model up something. And of course, like before, if you want to bake in your modifier, all you have to do is just select the main object and hit delete, and it will delete the base object and leave your ShellMod modified output mesh there. So yeah, that's about it in a nutshell. Thank you for watching.